After multiple unsuccessful intros, hello. Today we are reviewing Drunk Elephant hair care and body care. Because you know how much I love Drunk Elephant. That's sarcasm if you are not familiar. That being said, I actually do like several Drunk Elephant products. Anyways, I've been trying out their new hair care and body care products for about 4 weeks. In my opinion, that's more than enough time to form a solid opinion on shampoos and body washes and what have you. So we're gonna jump right into reviewing first up the Cocomino. I wanna say Coco Amino, like coconut aminos. Anyways, the glossing shampoo and marula cream conditioner. These are alongside Chris McMillan, who I guess is the hairstylist to Jennifer Aniston. That's cool. Let's be honest. That's largely a marketing gimmick technique. You know, to what extent Chris McMillan was critical in the formulation of these, I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, we've got that person's seal of approval on these. That being said, I actually have really liked the shampoo and conditioner, and I think they are well thought out in terms of the ingredients and the formulations. We'll start out with the shampoo. It is marketed as a glossing shampoo. It has as its anionic surfactant, which remember is the ingredient shampoos is actually going to cleanse your scalp of sebum, dirt, and buildup of other products. Anionic surfactants, while they do that, and they do that well, they're very good cleansing ingredients. Unfortunately, they leave your hair shaft with a lot of negative charge that can then lead to static and frizz and really make it hard for your hair to be manageable and whatnot. So they add secondary surfactants to things, and in this case, it's cocamidol propylbutane. I guess that's why maybe that's why they're calling it Cocamino. Cocamidol propylbutane is in many shampoos and conditioners as a secondary surfactant. You can become allergic to it. It's one of the more common allergens, but it's pretty ubiquitous in hair care formulations, so you'd be hard pressed to avoid it. The shampoo is a pH of 5.5. That's actually very good for a shampoo, and it's kind of exactly what you want. And the reasons are a few. You have some issues when it comes to formulating shampoos and some struggles to overcome. Your scalp has a pH of 5.5, however your hair has a pH of about 3.67. And so getting the shampoo formulation to address your scalp needs while not secondarily damaging your hair shafts can be really hard. For minimal damage to the hair shaft, you want the pH as close to the pH of the hair shaft as it can be, but that ends up not making it a very good cleanser for your scalp, which is the main purpose of shampooing. It's not really for your hair strands, it's for your scalp, particularly with conditions like seborrheic dermatitis. That's really important for your scalp health. And so 5.5 is great because it's right at the pH of the scalp, and it's not too much higher than the hair shafts, so it's less damaging to the hair shafts. If you get much higher though, what ends up happening is that the hair becomes very negatively charged, and that leads to a lot of repulsion between the hair strands, frizz, and problems with manageability. Not only that, if the pH gets much higher, another thing that can happen is the hair cuticle opens up and swells with that more basic pH, and water can enter your hair, and that leads to decrease in elasticity. And if you have curly or textured hair, it will, you know, destroy your curl pattern, so to speak. So this is actually a really good pH for a shampoo, and probably a good one for people with curly hair or African hair. This might actually work well for you. I always am nervous to say that because being as I don't have that hair type, I can only speak from my personal experience, but just in terms of the ingredients and the pH, this shampoo I think would actually work quite well for you all. There are no silicones in this. Now I have videos talking about silicones. They're fine, they're actually really good in shampoos. However, they can lead, some silicones that are water insoluble can lead to a buildup on the hair shaft. And for people with more textured hair, that can cause problems with breakage down the road. So you don't have that with this, which is nice. A lot of people want to avoid shampoos. The primary anionic surfactant, the ingredient that's doing the cleansing, is sodium lauryl methyl isethionate. That is a non-sulfate anionic surfactant, and sulfates are fine. They're wonderful cleansing ingredients, but they can be drying and irritating. So this is very gentle is what I'm getting at. It's free of fragrance, but it does have a lot of different types of oils, which are wonderful in shampoos because they act as emollients for the hair shaft, and they help cut down and reduce some of the issues related to that negative charge that's invariably going to be deposited on the hair as a result of shampooing. So that's good. It's got, of course, marula seed oil, as do all of Drunk Elephant's Drunk Elephant's products. And all of these products, the hair care and the body care, okay, they all have sweet almond oil in them. Yeah, using these products over the past 4 weeks has really just brought all of the sweet almond oil I've ever encountered in my life into clear focus. And I'm suddenly realizing how much sweet almond oil has been in my life. For example, do you guys remember like in gym class how they had that communal sink? At least in my gym they did. In elementary school. It was like a communal sink in the bathroom, and they had this soap in this like round dispenser thing, and it was bright pink, and it had a distinct smell. That was sweet almond oil. And I think some fortune cookies have almond extract in them, so I kind of get a little bit of a fortune cookie Chinese takeout vibe from using these hair care products. So yeah, that's in there. One issue with a lot of plant oils, however, in hair care products is that for people with seborrheic dermatitis, potentially the use of plant-derived oils can exacerbate that condition. That being said, you know, in shampoos, it's probably less of an issue. And remember, you do want something in there addressing the charge discrepancy that's going to be left behind on your hair as a result of cleansing. So the shampoo I actually thought was really good. The shampoo is $25 and the conditioner is $25, which is expensive. However, it's what I'm used to seeing for salon grade shampoos and conditioners. And I used to think there was no difference between salon grade shampoos and conditioners versus like the stuff that you buy in the store. But I actually did recently read a paper where they looked at the pH of different shampoos and conditioners. Remember, I just told you how important the pH is. Come to find out, more professional products like what you buy in salons and whatnot tend to be pH'd better. pH better? It's bad English. Tend to have a better pH for both the scalp and the hair shaft than a lot of, you know, more or less expensive shampoos out there. And the worst offenders are your baby shampoos, actually. They tend to have a higher pH, probably because they're no-tear formulations, and they have stuff added to them to make them tear-friendly, you know, friendly to the eyes for babies. But in doing so, it's not so great for the manageability of your hair. So that being said, these probably, I didn't get them in my eyes, but if you have a young child or you yourself, just be very careful not to get them in your eyes. All right, moving on. Why am I holding out the body cleanser? The conditioner. The conditioner is really nice. It has glycerin in it, which is great for the hydration of the hair. And it also has a variety of amino acids that can kind of help fill in little holes on the hair and reduce breakage and split ends. Now, both the shampoo and conditioner have rose flower oil, is that what it is? Yeah, rose fruit oil. That can have a bit of fragrance compounds in it, actually, geraniol at a very, very low level. In shampoos and conditioners where you're rinsing it off, that's not likely to be an issue for you. But if you have existent contact dermatitis, contact allergy to fragrance, these still may cause issue for you. So this is actually overall pretty low risk shampoo and conditioner, but if you, like I said, if you do have existent allergy to cocamidopropyl betaine or fragrance, probably not gonna work for you. Yeah, otherwise these are really good. If you have a sensitive scalp, if you have dry scalp, if you have dry hair, if you have greasy hair, there's nothing in these shampoos and conditioners that's going to address an oily scalp. And so for that, I always recommend Neutrogena T-Sal shampoo, a salicylic acid shampoo, or an anti-dandruff shampoo like Nizoral shampoo, or a zinc pyrithione dandruff shampoo like Head and Shoulders. But yeah, these are, you know, just kind of good everyday shampoo and conditioner for kind of basic middle of the road hair, or if you have curly textured hair, I do believe that these would probably work okay for you. But that being said, I don't have that hair type, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, their Wild Marula Tangle Spray. I was less impressed with this. In theory, it's nice. I mean, it's coconut oil based, and it also has, does it have jojoba seed oil in it as well?
One possibility is Houston Babies 40 ultrasound on South with W. Freeman Road.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm talking about a detangling spray. Siri interjects to tell me where I can get a prenatal ultrasound. I promise you guys, that is not relevant to my life right now at all. But yeah, how weird is that? This is a detangling spray and a heat protectant, which is wonderful. Heat on your hair can cause a lot of damage to the protein structures in the hair and lead to a lot of frizz and weathering of your hair, make it more susceptible to damage from the sun. So using a heat protectant can help reduce that if you heat style your hair. And this is fine. If Drunk Elephant weren't so opposed to chemical sunscreen filters, they should put some sunscreen filters in this to have a UV protectant spray as well, which would make this competitive with the Bumble and Bumble hairdresser oil, UV, and heat protectant that I recommend to you guys. This is kind of just like some oils, including coconut oil, which is actually good for reducing hygral fatigue, that water swelling issue that can damage your curl pattern. Coconut oil is good for that. And obviously this is gonna be helpful and just adding some emolliation to the hair. It's got some amino acids in it too, I believe, that will kind of fill in some of those little holes and gaps in the hair shaft and help reduce split ends. That being said, you know, I've used this a number of times. My hair doesn't tangle easily at all, so I'm not the best guinea pig for this. It didn't cause any issues, but it was very underwhelming. I've used a lot of products like this as well as hair masks, and whenever I use things like this, I always am like, ew, my hair is so soft and shiny after I use them. This was very underwhelming, so I don't think this is worth it to you guys. I think there are better products out there on the market. I found that the packaging was really challenging to use because you have it in your hand and you depress, and somehow, I don't know what it is, but this little bottle, it just, you know, you're trying to navigate it all around your hair. I mean, it sounds silly, but a round cylindrical bottle is easier to hold on to, I'm realizing, than this rectangle. It's a minor thing, but it makes all the difference. And this is really small too, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like the detangling sprays that you can get in the drugstore for kids, I think work just as well. And you know, than this. This is nice though, in contrast to the Bumble and Bumble product and the stuff that you would buy in the drugstore marketed to kids. It's like less expensive, but works just as well. This is nice though, and that this is actually free of fragrance, and it doesn't seem to have the rose. Does it have the rose fruit oil in it? No, I'm not seeing that on here. So, you know, this is a less irritating alternative. This would be one that I would not repurchase, but you know, I don't have a strong baseline need for a detangler anyway, but I think there are better ones out there and I wouldn't go for that. Now this is a product that I actually really like a lot, and I wasn't surprised that I liked it, but I was surprised that it performed well. It's their TLC Happy Scalp Scrub. This is intended to be lathered to the scalp a few nights a week, left in place for 10 minutes, and then rinsed out. They have a mixture of alpha hydroxy acids in this that largely function as humectants. Maybe depending on the free acid value of the alpha hydroxy acids, they can help to exfoliate the scalp a little bit, which is nice. You know, it's kind of what you're going for to help remove some buildup. But I also like this because it has salicylic acid in it, which is great for dandruff and for oily scalp conditions. But this has a lot of plant oils in it. And as I said, for people with seborrheic dermatitis, you know, that can actually be detrimental and an issue. And so I don't have seborrheic dermatitis, so I didn't experience any problems with worsening dandruff from using this. but it's kind of targeting people with dandruff who might actually have issue with that. I do still think it's worth a try if you have a lot of buildup on your hair shafts here, like you use a lot of styling products. If you're somebody who uses that dry shampoo stuff all the time, which I don't recommend because it causes a terrible buildup and can lead to issues, but if you use that stuff, this is a good product to actually consider to remove some of that caked on crud for sure. It can really help soften that and lift it out. It's very gentle. It doesn't, oh my God, she's butting in again.
I'm listening.
God. It must be, I know you guys keep telling me just deactivate that, but I keep forgetting. Anyways, I'm gonna do that after I film this video. Yeah. This is a good one if you have a lot of product buildup, but you don't necessarily suffer from dandruff on a consistent basis. But if you have dandruff, the plant oils in this can make your dandruff worse. And the reason for that is that a lot of what drives dandruff is thought to be due to this little yeast that lives on the skin. It's not the yeast per se, but it's the immune response to the yeast. Some people's immune systems are just like, what the heck? And they make dandruff and a lot of dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis on the face. And that little yeast gets very comfortable in oily surfaces. So it's discouraged, we always recommend not using hair oils and oily products if you have seborrheic dermatitis. And this has a lot of plant oils in it, which is not really the most straightforward, I don't know why they did that. Maybe they just don't know that oils and dandruff don't mix. But yeah, this is actually a good choice though if you do have a lot of product buildup is what I'm getting at. The problem though that I found when using this is that it's actually really hard to get out of your scalp. I think it's because my hair is thick. The applicator is nice to apply, and the way you apply it is when your hair is dry, before you get in the shower, while your hair is drying down, just go ahead and part your hair down the middle and do a line, and then part your hair like kind of here midway and do a line, and then over here midway and do a line, and then tilt your head over and do like a line on the back of your scalp, a horizontal line, and then just kind of massage that all over. And that should get you a really good distribution of the product all over pretty evenly. Let it sit on your scalp for 10 minutes, to be frank. Sometimes leave it on there a lot longer, because this is my issue with masks and things. When there's a 10-minute wait time, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll just like check my email, and I get lost in what I'm doing. And before I know it, it's like 3 hours later. I'm like, oh my gosh. After leaving this on for a long time, I didn't have any issue with it. It's not like particularly irritating is what I'm getting at, but use as directed, not as I did. So yeah, that one's more expensive than the shampoo and conditioner. It's $36. But I think it's worth it if you have a lot of buildup on your scalp, for sure. May not be a good choice though if you have dandruff. Could exacerbate that. But I'm wearing my hair down today, and I used all of the products last night. I often like to alternate what hair care products I use, mostly just because, I like different products, but there's no scientific reason why I do that. I just like playing around. But I used all the products last night so you could get a good sense of how my hair is. And it doesn't look terrible, but it's not as glossy or shiny as it is with other shampoos. For example, my Function of Beauty shampoo and conditioner, I think when I finish using, the following day after cleansing my hair with that shampoo and conditioner, I have more of a shine to my hair, and it's a lot more manageable. There aren't too many products out there like this scalp mask, and I think this is probably the most unique and useful. The shampoo though the shampoo and conditioner though, their formulations are really good. So, for me, I don't have particularly textured hair or curly hair or worry about a curl pattern, but if you do, these might be worth trying with them. I'm gonna tell you about their body cleanser. All right, here's the thing with this. You guys know me, who watch me know me, that I don't really use body washes, and everybody is like, you nasty. No, I use body wash or soaps in my armpits, groin areas, skin folds, but I don't use body washes on my legs, my back, my arms at all. because there's no need to. You just can end up drying out your skin barrier. And you can really run into issues with soaps and cleansers. They tend to have a high pH, which is really harsh on your skin barrier. But their Chameleon Cream Body Cleanser is pretty nice. It's pH of 5, which is perfect for your skin barrier. And it's a non-soap cleanser. It has marula seed oil in it. Again, that sweet almond oil is in this, and this just takes me straight back to gym class with that pink soap. They put cocamidol propylbutane in the body cleanser, just like the shampoo and conditioner, so if you're allergic to that, you can't use this. But otherwise, you know, this is fine. It's not harsh on the skin barrier, it's not drying. It's great if you have sensitive skin, if you have eczema and you're not allergic to cocamidol propylbutane, it's certainly worth considering. It's, what did I write down? I think 20 bucks, which is pretty expensive for a body wash, but don't tell Tiffany, you totally can use this to wash your face, and that's not too bad of a deal. So it's decent for washing the face as well. It's pH 5, so that's what you would want for the skin on your face as well. So you can use it from head to toe. And if you're like me and you don't use a lot of body wash, you just use a very small amount to limited areas, this will last you a very long time. So I like this and I don't have a problem with it, and I will continue to use it and use it up. I don't know that I would go out of my way to repurchase it at $20, but I don't hate it. It's well formulated and worth a try if you're interested. This is a skip, the body lotion. There's so many body lotions and creams on the market that this is just like, no, like you don't need this. I'm telling you, you don't need this. Like this is not something you need to buy right now. You can thank me later. It has wonderful ingredients in it. It has ceramides in it. It has marula oil, which is theoretically rich in antioxidants and good for your skin. But it's a lotion, which is fine. But lotions, unlike creams, tend to be more water-based, and they actually can be drying. And that is certainly the case with this. It's not drying like it's gonna dry out your skin, but if you're seeking a moisturizer because you have dry skin, you're not gonna be happy with this. It's not gonna be enough. It's just not occlusive enough. It's very watery, and I was not impressed. I've not been impressed with this at all. I'll show you guys the consistency of it, so you know I'm not just talking out of my butt, because I like to rag on Drunk Elephant. Like, it's pretty watery. And there's that sweet almond oil. It's like the bottom of a Chinese takeout box, a bag with the fortune cookies in there. You know how they throw them in and then the food is warm and you can kind of smell that fortune cookie smell through the cellophane magically, which I don't know how that happens, but yeah, that's what this reminds me of, Chinese takeout. So skip the body lotion, you don't need that. I mean, it's like very underwhelming, and yeah. All right, last but not least, when I saw this, they came out with this, I was like, do you ever have an unpopular opinion, and so every time somebody's reiterating it, it's very hard to hold it in? My unpopular opinion is with regards to natural deodorants. I just can't stand natural deodorant marketing at all. Like, it just it just gets on my back, you know, it sticks in my craw. Because first of all, it fear mongers around aluminum, which there's no evidence that aluminum causes breast cancer or Alzheimer's at all. You know, I know there are blogs out there that say it does. It doesn't. I mean, if you actually go onto PubMed and read the extensive meta-analyses reviews, there's no evidence that aluminum in deodorants causes any kind of health problems or disease conditions, except it can be irritating. That I'll give it. Aluminum in deodorant can cause irritation for people, and they might want to take a break from it. But the natural deodorant marketing has capitalized on both people who have irritant contact dermatitis to aluminum, as well as people who are afraid of it, and created this market of horrible products laden with essential oils that cause tons of contact dermatitis. I mean, tons. Yeah, I don't care for natural deodorants. So that being said, when I saw this, I was just like, oh God, no. But it's their Sweet Pity deodorant cream. Kudos to them. They did not put any fragrance in this or any essential oils. Perfect. That's wonderful. Kudos to them. They didn't put baking soda in this either. That can be very irritating. And as far as I recall from reading the website, their website description of this, I also applaud them for not saying that bogus nonsense about how, well, you smell bad in the beginning because it's your armpits detoxifying. Like, when I hear people saying that about the armpits detoxifying, I seriously just like want to slap myself, because it's like, no, that doesn't happen. It reminds me of when Katie in Mean Girls was giving Regina George those weight gain bars, and she's like, yeah, first you bloat and then like you lose weight. Like, that's the kind of same thing. Like, yeah, first you smell really bad because it's your body detoxing. Like, just stop. You have a liver, it handles, you know, detoxification. Like, it's not your armpits. Anyways, so kudos to them for not doing that bogus nonsense. But really, you guys, buyer beware. I mean, like, just pay attention to what this is. It's a moisturizer that they have put into a cube that has 4 holes in it that you can squeeze out. But it's a moisturizer. I mean, it's a cream. You can use this on your body or anywhere. It's not a bad product, but don't fool yourself into thinking that this is going to do anything for deodorizing. It's not, like, it's marketed as a deodorant, but I don't know like how you would find this to be deodorizing whatsoever. This is basically a shea butter moisturizer that I think is $16. Don't pay $16 for shea butter cream. You guys know shea butter cream is a dime a dozen. It's very inexpensive. It's a good ingredient. It's a wonderful moisturizer. That's what it is, a moisturizer. Helps seal in transepidermal water loss. So if you smear this in your armpits, it's gonna keep them hydrated and moisturized, and the skin there will like look a little better because it'll be more moisturized to kind of give a more glowy look to it and everything. But it's not going to do anything for the way for body odor. You're still going to sweat, an eccrine sweat left on the skin. It's going to be broken down by the bacteria that live on your skin. There's nothing antibacterial in this. It's going to reduce the burden of bacteria on your skin. They're still going to break up the sweat, and you're still going to smell like BO. However, because they didn't, you know, adulterate this with a bunch of gimmicky essential oils, it's nice in that when the bacteria break down your sweat, they don't have fragrance compounds in there mucking it up and degrading those compounds and making you stink even more foul, smell even more foul. So that's nice. Like, but I tried using this as a deodorant just to experimentate with it, and I put it on at nighttime, and then in the morning I went on a brisk walk on my treadmill just to give it a test, and I worked up a sweat because I wanted to see how it would be. And my armpits were greasy. It was like, just like very slippery under my armpits. I don't know though if I smell bad. I actually don't smell bad. So I don't know, maybe it worked, but. Maybe I'm trumping this a little bit too abruptly though, in that it is a pH of 4, which is better for your armpits. Your armpits are a slightly different pH. And one thing that can happen because there are more bacteria in the armpit is that if you use like really harsh, irritating products there, that actually can lead to disruption in kind of the skin microflora, which might actually make you smell worse. I'm like reaching here. I'm like reaching for reasons to not give this like a complete thumbs down. So yeah, it has that, but I don't know. Otherwise, it's basically just a moisturizer. If you are sensitive to aluminum in deodorants, or you find it irritating, or you just don't want to use it, I recommend instead using benzoyl peroxide wash. Lather it to your armpits, let it sit on there for a few minutes while you're in the shower, and rinse it off. That will reduce some of the bacteria in your armpit that break down your sweat and make you smell bad. That's the problem with aluminum, is that it's irritating, but it becomes more irritating because you leave it on your skin, and you have skin on skin contact in the armpit and maceration. And that's really why aluminum tends to be a double hitter in the armpit and be more irritating than it needs to be. But if you do the BP mask in the shower and just keep your arms up, let it kind of hang out there, and then rinse it off. I don't know if I did that. Like, I don't know, a dance party in here, but yeah. So that's my review of the Drunk Elephant body and hair care products. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's video and that you're doing well. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.